CAS recognized Kamila Vlaieva as honest and trustworthy. This is reported by The Times with reference to the motivation part of the decision of the Court of Arbitration for Sport in the Valieva case. The arbitrators concluded, based on evidence from both Valieva and the appellants, that she did not cheat intentionally. Some CAS panel members felt that a 4-year disqualification for such a young athlete was a cruel and disproportionate punishment. According to the source, the CAS panel members found Valieva honest and trustworthy. Yana Rukalskaya spoke out about Kamila Vlaieva's disqualification. Cut off the phone all these days on Kamila. Silent, did not comment, held back. But Tatiana Anatolievna said so accurately and clearly, absolutely what I thought, too. When I saw Terry Tutberidze's post, I honestly thought it was a fake. Every line oozes arrogance, every line is literally I don't have to explain anything to you, I'm a victim too. Really, a Terry Georgievna? Whose victim are you? Another girl, an unhappy child who has had her career ruined and her dream taken away. Her parents, who probably put everything on the altar of serving their daughter's sports career. Or the entire national team, for whom this Olympic team gold medal, which was taken away, Kamila's points were deducted, is probably the first and last in their careers? Why should we follow you in questioning whether anyone defended Kamila in court? Question anyone but you. You should have defended her. In front of the court, in front of the world, in front of the country and in front of her. The coach should have taken the blame. And professionally, and conceptually, and humanly. And not subtly through the lines to lay the blame on the girl, in whose life there was a tragedy, and yes, it is a tragedy. The century of skaters is much shorter than the century of mentors. And for some reason they all burn like matches, but no one gets warm. Time after time around each of them is an icy wall of arrogance, alienation and indifference. And the fire of girls goes out, and at the bottom of the ice floe there are ashes from the hopes of those who once believed. So, yeah, how are we supposed to take that statement? That the coach didn't know who was representing her most gifted athlete? That in general, it seems to me, is devaluing the talent of the other girls. Every one of them was talented, every one of them was and is a shining star. I can imagine what's going on in Kamila's soul, what's going on with her right now. And I feel very, very sorry for her. And I feel sorry for all the guys that I personally know on the team, who have really been hurt by this story as well. I will say this as a person who helps the development of children's and youth sports, in particular figure skating in Russia. I invest, like my husband, personal funds and help a huge number of athletes and coaches, but I also have something to say as a mother. As a mom of 4 children, 2 of them are athletes. If my daughter had been through something like this, I would act differently. Saying no one knows anything, seriously? Oh, come on. What do you mean they didn't know? How can that be? What is there to say? I'd like to read an adult confession from an adult about accepting responsibility. We didn't follow up, leave the girl alone. But what I see is a tragicomedy and a bad staging of the good old play It's Not My Fault, He Came Himself, Rukalskaya wrote. Olympic champion Anna Shcherbakova unsubscribed from a Terry Tutberidze in social network. This is reported by journalist Vlad Zhukov in his Telegram channel. Kamila Vlaieva found out about the positive doping test on February 6. This is reported by The Times with reference to the motivation part of the CAS decision in the case of Valieva. On February 6, the women's short program in the team event at the 2022 Beijing Olympics was held. However, Ruzada allowed Valieva to compete without imposing a suspension. Valieva performed in both the short and free skating programs. On February 11, the news of Valieva's positive sample became public knowledge. American figure skaters Hubble and Donahue reacted to Valieva's disqualification. After Valieva's punishment, the gold medal in the team event at the 2022 Olympics went to Team USA. Hubble and Donahue were part of the U.S. Olympic team. I was pleasantly surprised that she wasn't treated special just because of her age, that she was treated just like any other athlete. I feel like my faith in the system has been restored, Madison Hubble stated. The opportunity to move on to being a gold medalist is life-changing and changes the way you view yourself and your future. This delay has financial implications, especially after Madison and I have finished our careers in 2022, added Zachary Donahue. The Americans hope to have the award ceremony during the Summer Olympics in Paris. I think a real Olympic podium is necessary. The number of people who start skating and make it to the Olympics is so small that it would just be humiliating to hold the awarding ceremony somewhere else, Donahue believes. Alexander Thelin assessed the ISU's decision on the distribution of Olympic team medals. The Russian team won the Beijing 2022 team event, the United States came second and Japan took third place. After the disqualification of Kamila Vlaieva, the International Skating Union, ISU, redistributed the medals as follows: USA, gold; Japan, silver; Russia, bronze. Thelin's pupils Victoria Sinitsina and Nikita Kotsalapov performed in the team event. I don't even want to comment on it. For me, they are all Olympic champions. For me, this move they came up with is nonsense and utopia. If I were the guys, I would never take these bronze medals in my life, Thelin said. Doctors recommended figure skater Sofia Aktyaeva to skip the end of the season. This is reported by TASS with reference to a source. The champion of Russia 2023 has not competed in competitions since the beginning of the season due to a stress fracture of the leg. Sofia continues to recover. Doctors recommended her not to force her recovery from the injury. The end of the season she is likely to miss. There is no point in taking risks, the source said. Japan's NOC spoke out about the decision on the distribution of the skaters' team medals. Naturally, clean athletes should be recognized. Our mission is to protect athletes. From this point of view, we certainly welcome this step, said Mitsugi Ogata, Secretary General of the Japanese NOC. The athletes will receive 2 million yen from the committee for their silver medal. Japan's team members were Shoma Uno, Yuma Kageyama, Kaori Sakamoto, Wakaba Higuchi, Riku Miura, and Ryuichi Kihara, Misato Komatsubara, and Tim Kolto. Nathan Chen had this to say about the disqualification of Kamila Vlaieva. This decision is certainly a victory for pure sport. However, the fact that it happened at all is not a victory for anyone. Throughout our career we have competed clean. Every substance we take is scrutinized even before we even consider taking it. Without purity, the integrity of the sport is diminished. I'm so happy for the team. Everyone on it has shown such dedication throughout their careers, and I don't know of any group of people who deserve it more. They have all held up incredibly well during this time of indecision and represented themselves and the US well, Chen shared. Kaori Sakamoto's opinion: it was worth waiting 2 years for this. It's a really tough question and I have a lot to think about, but I hope I can firmly prove that I'm clean. I'm happy with my individual bronze, but the team medal is something we all won, so I feel like I want to get it as soon as possible, Kaori Sakamoto told Sports Hochi. Wakaba Higuchi's opinion: my biggest wish is for the medal to come as soon as possible. I've been waiting for 2 years, so I would be happy if a decision was made soon. I don't have a medal in my hands, so I don't feel it. It was lonely going home as I couldn't take my medal with me. Everyone wanted to see the medal and I felt the same way, said Wakaba Higuchi. Katerina Gerbolt believes the disqualification will hit Valieva's psyche. Without a doubt, it's a very long time. For any athlete, 2 years, 4 years is a lot. I think she will have enough motivation to come back. On the other hand, it's a huge blow to a child's psyche. How to deal with it, I have no idea yet, Gerbolt said.